Today's news headline is Indian media, the New Indian Express is spreading rumors and fake news about Rohingya. Details of the news. The international community has largely failed to take adequate action against the ongoing atrocities faced by the Rohingya people. Despite clear evidence of genocide and ethnic cleansing, accountability measures against Myanmar's military junta and the Arakan army remain insufficient. Global human rights organizations have repeatedly called for stronger sanctions, international criminal prosecutions, and comprehensive support for the displaced Rohingya refugees. Furthermore, the living conditions in Bangladesh refugee camps remains dire, with overcrowding, inadequate health care, and limited access to education and livelihoods. These challenges not only perpetuate the suffering of the Rohingya community, but also place an immense burden on Bangladesh, which continues to show extraordinary compassion despite limited resources. The spread of misinformation, such as the recent claims by the New Indian Express, further complicates efforts to address this humanitarian crisis. Such baseless propaganda undermines the credibility of the media and diverts attention from the atrocities committed by the Arakan army and the Myanmar government. It is crucial for global media outlets to report responsibly, ensuring that the voices of the oppressed are amplified rather than silenced or misrepresented. According to the International Human Rights Organization, the most abused and oppressed community in the world is the Rohingya. The Rohingya have been persecuted by the Myanmar government prior to 2017, particularly by the Buddhist Rakhine community in Arakan state. In 2017, an insurgent group representing the Buddhist population of Arakan state, the Arakan army jointly with the Myanmar government carried out genocide-like atrocities against the Rohingya. As a result, hundreds of thousands of innocent Rohingyas were killed and more than 1.2 million Rohingyas were displaced, seeking refuge in the world's largest refugee camp in Bangladesh. According to sources, more than 40,000 Rohingya recently could not bear the torture of the Arakan army and were displaced, taking refuge in Bangladesh also. Many Rohingya were killed on the way by the notorious Arakan army. At the beginning of this month, after taking control of the entire city of Maundo in the Rakhine state, the Arakan army began carrying out inhuman acts of torture on the Rohingya who remain in the country. These acts include rape, burning houses, and looting the wealth of the Rohingya. Numerous videos providing proof of these atrocities are now circulating on the social media. Unable to tolerate such torture, any community in the world might feel compelled to take up arms, and the Rohingya are no exception. Consequently, several armed groups have emerged as representatives of the persecuted Rohingya community, fighting for their motherland and its people. However, pro-independence Rohingya organizations assert that no Rohingya group persecutes minorities such as Buddhist Rakhine or Hindus in the Rakhine state. They state those who are victims of genocide could not torture others because only the victims truly understand the meaning of the atrocity. The government of Bangladesh has provided shelter to 1.2 million Rohingya for humanitarian reasons. This does not imply that the government of Bangladesh is harboring terrorism. However, the India media outlet, the New Indian Express, recently published a misleading and baseless report about Bangladesh and the pro-independence Rohingya movement. The report alleges that 11 freedom-seeking Rohingya organizations, including the Rohingya Solidarity Organization (RSO), the Arakan Rohingya Salvation Army (ARSA), and the Arakan Rohingya Army (ARA) are persecuting minority Buddhist Rakhine and Hindus in the Arakan state. This propaganda has been spread by Yashish Ali, who is a BJP IT cell member and a senior editor of the New Indian Express. In a statement, members of the Rohingya community claim that Indian news agencies are the most false information spreader among the global media. Every freedom-seeking Rohingya organization and the entire Rohingya community, and on behalf of the Bangladesh government, strongly condemned the misleading and baseless report published by the New Indian Express.